Hello everyone. So I'm in Cayenne, French Guiana. It's already 2 months since I came here, and while I don't have the best knowledge about it's not country, it's territory. I have seen already enough, so I can share some general impressions. It's 2 months, so yeah. First, it's already close to the middle of July, and this means we are getting into the dry season. Technically, we are north of the equator, so it should be summer, the hottest point of the year in the North Hemisphere. However, 200 miles or 300 kilometers south of here is the equator, and there would be the coldest point of the year in the South Hemisphere. So it's the winter there, which doesn't have much sense when you are on the equator. And so the rain, it's noticeably less, and it rains 15 minutes or so during the night, and some random points during the day. You see how people drive here? These are one of the worst drivers that I've seen, to be honest. As in general it's in France, but it's even worse. So yeah, what I've been saying, it's the dry season, so it rains a lot less, and it's the hot season, which I don't know, I don't see really difference. These 2 months it's been between the coldest 25 and the hottest 30 degrees. High humidity, 80%, sometimes 95%. It feels really hot, but it's some moments. But in general, it's not really bad. It's kind of pleasant, and if there's a bit of wind, and if you are in the shade, it's really nice. It's not very hot. England and some other places are much hotter and feel worse, to be honest. But anyway, that's the weather and the climate. Very stable, very fixed. A bit less rain than the usual, and probably there will be even less the next few months. But still, it's kind of humid, it rains kind of every day. So Cayenne really, it's not very big. It's I don't know, it's with the villages around 150,000, and Cayenne itself, it's half of this. Probably you can walk 30-40 minutes from end to end, but it's kind of spread. This is the more dense part of the town, but there is not very high density. The houses are kind of 1 or 2 floors, some 3, but in general not very high. And there is a lot of space. You see, the street, it's very wide, not cars. The sidewalks also white, not many people. Yeah, generally there's a space. Like a country the size of Scotland has only 300,000 people. Oh, and there is a space. So, and another thing is the nature is spilling into Cayenne and the capital and all villages. There from time to time monkeys entering the gardens, big parrots, macaws. From time to time some jaguar or puma eats some cat or dog, capybaras. Yeah, really the nature is very close, and the animals randomly enter in the gardens of the people and on the streets. A lot of snakes, which if you have phobia, it's not very good. However, these are not the worst snakes in the world. They are not like king cobras, mambas, and the Australian ones. Their venom is, wow, it can kill you. It's not like death sentence, and they can't kill elephants. They have like 10, 15, 20% death rate. Some have anti-venoms, others not, but in general it's not terrible. Even if there are a lot, like some rattlesnakes, the bushmaster, ferdulans, these snakes, the pit vipers, some coral snakes, but that's all. After that, the people are really diverse. While the majority seems to be, how they call themselves, Creole, like mixed between these are the children of the black African slaves and other people. Okay, let's wait on the right. There are a lot more traffic lights than Guadeloupe or Mayotte or other places here. In some sense it's more developed, for which I'll talk in a moment. So yeah, the people are kind of the majority, as I said, the Creoles, the offspring of the slave brought from Africa and their masters. However, there are a lot of people from Vietnam, China, India, and all other places around the world, Native Americans, a lot. So yeah, this one, I think, maybe the most diverse place in the European Union that you can find. After that, so I've been advised, told to be careful. There is a lot of crime and so on, and yeah, wow, the crime is high compared to let's say some village of Sweden. It's nothing really exceptional. I would say it's like Guadeloupe or some other territories, maybe a bit more than Réunion, but for 2 months I haven't seen any violence. I've been offered once some random boy like weed, but that's all. Yeah, there was one thing. My bike was stolen like a couple of weeks ago from the garden, and people tend to lock everything. It's not like Réunion, where the landlord said, landlady, she said she hasn't locked her house in like 14 years or so, and never ever anybody stole anything of her. So yeah, he's a bit more dangerous. I've been a victim of theft, but no violence, and probably some illegal Haitian which they have here, just to make few bucks. I've seen in the garden a bicycle just sitting like there, no chains, nothing. So yeah, this a memo to keep in mind that it could happen. And yeah, so not terribly bad, a calm place, and I think people would look at the map and say, a lot of beaches. Yes, there are a lot of beaches around Cayenne, a lot of sea turtles laying eggs on the beaches and so on. However, the water is very muddy, and I doubt that I ever will swim in this sea. The rivers are even muddier. Well, it's all these rivers, like the two rivers on both sides of Cayenne are like half to 1 kilometer wide, and they drag a lot of sediment, and they're very muddy, full with piranhas, caimans and so on, and probably some diseases, so I'm not going there. As I mentioned, diseases, that's I read the other day that there was a case of malaria somewhere in French Guiana. There was also last week a case of dengue, the dengue fever, in the nearby village, which it's like something similar to La Réunion, Guadeloupe and other place, the other overseas territories, but the malaria is the big one. So even 1 or 2 cases, I would say it's something to be very careful. The mosquitoes are kind of it's not like in Northern Europe during the summer where they can eat you, but there in the room in the evening I have to kill like 5, 10, 15 until I clear the room. And it's the room is not well aired. It would get very fast muggy, with the temperature could be like 30 degrees and not very pleasant. However, if doors, windows are opened, it will be like 25 degrees, extremely pleasant to sleep. So yeah, that in general my impressions these 2 months. I did mention the people, they're diverse and they're also nice in general, helpful. This is how the streets look. You've seen some people walking around. This is how they look. This is the ambient. I see some clouds a little bit. Now the temperature is like 26.7. When the clouds pass, it would be probably it could rise to 29 or 30, but that's I think 31 is the record or so. Yeah. So that are my impressions of Cayenne. It's also, I have to mention that on one hand it looks a bit less developed than other places, but on another hand it has a better infrastructure. You can see the roads, the sidewalks, everything is pretty nice. People are building, there are barely any like damaged houses. Yeah, in general, it's I think their money are going on invested here, space station, so it would get it's good, and it would get even better. Yeah, a little bit of the center of Cayenne. This is like the central plaza or park or something. Palmiste. There is a cinema with ice creams, some old movies. It looks very small cinema. Shops, stuff. There are several hotels behind, banks, and so on. This the in front, behind that house is the mairie, the council, and I'll go over there to take a few pictures more, and I'll continue after that. Les Palmistes. This is the main restaurant. The shops. Okay, very cute corner houses. Okay, so that's the council. A policeman interacting with the public. Or there. Yeah, very cool. The European Union flag. The French one and the Guyana one. Yeah, pretty cool. So that's Hotel de Police Municipal. This means these police buildings, and over there, like 200 meters away, where the other police station. It looks very cool. Yeah. People in general really like India. It's tropics, but nice tropics. So on that street over there is the market, and I'll go there. Office of Tourism. There's another one that I passed by. There's some other municipal buildings, so Duanes, and yeah. This is the more, it's not central, but kind of a trade, let's say, part. A lot of Chinese shops and stuff like that. Kind of, how to say, old town. There's not really old in place like that because they're all new, but yeah, that's the equivalent. And that's the central market, and today is not like market day, so normally all this is fully covered with stands with fruits and stuff like that, but today probably one or two over there I can see, and that's all. And it's in front of the rooster place, how it's called, or something like that. Yeah, this is I said in one of the previous videos, this is like one of the most places that has to be seen in French Guiana and in Cayenne in particular. That's over there, some kind of docks. You can see some boats, fishing and stuff. This is part of one of the two rivers around Cayenne. And, this is basically where Cayenne finishes. That's the end. This over there, it's like the central bus station. You can see one bus over there, like 200 meters away, and yeah, it's like very strong word, central bus station of Guyana, but this is what it is. There are like 6 lines and another 6 small, like duplicating them, and yeah. Okay, that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and see you soon.